When would we consider building a ground anchor? Generally for lead climbing, where I'm going to generate a lot of force in a fall, but sometimes in a top rope setting if I way outweigh my belayer, or if the base of the climb is really rocky and broken, there's stuff to run into, maybe a roof right over the belayer's head, although maybe just don't stand right under a roof when you're going to get pulled up. So in top roping, sometimes I'll build one. In lead climbing, I'm generating much more force in a fall. Here I do definitely outweigh Kelly, so we've decided to build a ground anchor. How have we done that? We've got a couple pieces of gear in a crack below and behind Kelly. That'll come into play in a second here. She's just taken her climbing rope, which she's already tied into, and tied a Super 8 to equalize herself to those two pieces. She's tied in on the front of her harness. Belay device is on the front, and she can turn her body to the side, and the load will pass right across the front of her harness there. If you were using a sling or a cordelette instead of the rope to connect to the ground anchor, you'd still want it in front of you on your belay loop or tie-in points. The direction, I already mentioned, that's going to be important. It's below and behind her, which allows Kelly to stand in the expected line of pull towards the first piece of gear that I'm going to place. That's that ABC line from the anchor to the belayer to the climber. If Kelly's standing off to the side or below, she's going to get pulled towards that line in the event that I fall, potentially pulling her off the ground, causing her to bang into something, lose control of the brakes. So she wants to be as close as possible to that load line to start with. And the whole goal here is to keep her from getting moved around a lot, where she might lose control of the belay. Kelly likes using the ATC, the tube style device. She's expert at using it. She's not going to drop me, so that allows her to give a little softer catch. The rope slips through the device a little bit. If you are worried about the belayer getting pulled around and losing control of the brakes, you could throw a gree on there or other assisted braking device. Just keep in mind that that clamps down on the rope. There's less give in the event of a fall, and we're strapped to a ground anchor. So think about having some slack in the system or being ready to give with your body to give that soft catch, even more so if you're on a gree. So you want to control the force of the fall, keep the belayer from being pulled around or into anything, and still hopefully give that soft catch. So there's that ABC line from the anchor to the belayer to where the climber is going to place the first piece of gear.